Hello, hello. Welcome to Smoko with Maurieos, the inaugural version. So this is going to be a half-hour session where I just have a bit of smoko and talk a little bit of banter and what have you. So let's get going. It's half an hour. It's going to be on YouTube. And I'm probably going to maybe do a live premiere or something like that. I haven't decided on that. So yeah, let's go. So first of all, let's see what we've got on today's smoko menu. So the hot item here. Hopefully the microphone won't obscure the view too much, but here we are, today's hot item. Well, we don't always have the hot, but we're lucky enough we've been down to the bakehouse in Narrawahia, and here it is. It's a very good, what they call a double happy. So double happy brings great memories to my mind. Back to the days with fireworks when the double happy was one of my favourite go-to fireworks. Then we've got the, the inaugural one, of course, one of my all-time smoko favourites. Here it is here. I'm a traditional bag ripper. I like to get them out and then use the bag as sort of a tablecloth, so to speak. So here we are here with the ubiquitous custard square. So yes, bloody marvellous custard square, and then we're going to finish it off here. Just get that. Finish it off here with the fresh cream donut. Bit of a, the fresh cream donut always has to go in a separate bag, and you sort of pinch it so that you don't lose all of the jam. I've got a little bit there. All of the jam on the bag. So yeah, here we are, smoko with Maurieos. Now it's half an hour. So we're just going to start off here with the. Got a little bit of a wind problem today. How we're going to solve that? Yeah, it's always going to be an issue. Yeah, so we've got a couple of things over here that we can use just to keep things down. Good old car keys, and I have got a little timer here that I'm using. Yeah, so that's pretty good. So let's get some of this down. And I almost forgot, of course, the good old cup of tea. Got the old tea bag in there, bit of hot water, and some milk. And that's always in. Everyone has their own cup, of course, for smoko. So that's my go-to smoko cup. And there we go with the old double happy. It's a bit of a hybrid, the double happy. It's a pastry, bit of sort of sausagey, mincy meat in it. Perhaps a bit of breadcrumb, possibly a bit of potato as well. Never quite nailed it down, but yeah, that's it's a bit late in the day. It's today is Good Friday, and the bakehouse, it's around about 2 o'clock. So the stuff's been in the pie warmer for quite a bit of time, so it's perhaps not at its optimum, but so it's got a few crispy bits, but you most like a bit of crispy bits, and yeah, very nice, very nice. So got to try and get our way through that, and yeah, see how we go. So this show's half an hour long. Now you might think, well, that's a bit long for smoko. Usually, you know, it's just a 15-minute break, but I base my some of the best smokos I ever had were in up at when we were building the Spring Hill prison, and really, yeah, really enjoyed my smokos up there. We had a good variety of trades and things there, all in our smoko hut, and yeah, good variety of characters across all the range. So yeah. Now what we used to do up there, of course, is we were working pretty big days, and rather than have like a 15-minute morning tea and then like a half-hour lunch and then a 15-minute afternoon tea, which was 3 breaks, they decided that we'd just have 2 breaks. So we'd have 2 big smokos. We'd have one from 10 to 10:30. You've got to remember that there was no shops and cafes there, so you had to bring your own. So you weren't influenced by those sort of times. So we'd have first smoko was from 10 to 10:30, half an hour, and then the next one was from 2 to 2:30, I think. 10, or it might have been 2:30 to 3. I can't remember. It was half an hour. So the guys used to arrive at work in the morning. I think we used to start around 7, and some of the guys would be there at 6 and have their breakfast there, and then get cracking and have a smoko at 10:30, and then the other one in the afternoon, and that. So they had nice even breaks, and yeah, different things and a bit of chatter and that. So it was good, very good. And yeah, we'd get in there and discuss the job. Sometimes it's where you found out the most about what was going on and who was making the biggest mistakes and stuff like that. So, in my opinion, the smoko shed is the key. It's the heart of most jobs. It's where everything happens. So, you know, you'd have some managers that, well, I'd call them good managers, that would come into the smoko shed and join in. And she was all equal in the smoko shed, you know, everyone, with no power plays or anything like that. Well, you know, not real work related anyway. There's some guys that you just didn't mess with at all, you know. But as a rule, you know, it was all equal, which is good. So everyone was open for criticism or praise. Not much of that, I have to say, but criticism and things like that, and the job and how things were going. Someone, you know, it was pretty good, and yeah, a lot of communication went down there. So, and we also, you know, looked after a few guys. So yeah, my plans for this smoko with MAURIEO, I'd like to do it regular. I was going to invite Larry the Lamb along today, but I forgot. So, well, yeah, Larry must have been working on doing something else. So I'd really love to have visitors come and join me for a bit of smoko and a bit of, so that we can get a bit of smoko banter going. But hey, you know, I'll try and do it weekly. I'm certainly up for, you know, someone perhaps, you know, sponsoring a bit of smoko if they want us to have a look, or, you know, do a bit of advertising and things like that. Totally free, of course, no cost. Well, the odd pie or something. But yeah, well, even the places that make the smoko have smoko, so we can come along and join in your smoko. It might be a bit different, where we get a bit of insight into what actually goes into a double happy, or how you make a custard square or something like that. So that's all good. So yeah, I'm open to all sorts of suggestions and propositions. As long as they're legal and appropriate. Also, smoko is not always in a smoko shed. There's various types of smoko. You might just have smoko in the car, so on your own, just turn on the old radio or something and have a bit of a smoko. I used to spend quite a bit of time working on my own, out on the road and stuff like that. And working for myself, so you want to maximise your hours, chargeable hours. So one of the things I used to do is I used to keep a tin of maybe baked beans or spaghetti. A few actually, baked beans, spaghetti. Auntie Betty's creamy rice was one of my go-tos, just a can of that in the glove box. So I want a spoon there, with a bit of a spoon, and maybe a drink of water. Sometimes if I was really up to it, maybe a bit of take a thermos, hot water and tea and stuff like that. You get all carried away. I've even toyed with the idea of having a little stove there. Time is usually of the essence on those sort of jobs, so yeah, a bit of a chair in the back of the car and just enjoy the view. The Auntie Betty's creamy rice was pretty good. If I was doing hill work, carrying gear up pretty steep hills, I used to find the baked beans would be pretty good, give you a little bit of extra boost going up the hills every now and again, which was always helpful, particularly in the afternoon. So so keen for visitors and that, and as you know, I'm promoting myself as the Smoko King, so quite happy to come along to someone else's smoko and maybe film and have a bit of fun. It's like a half hour, so perhaps you could use it as like a team building exercise or something like that. Who knows? As I say, I'm open to any propositions of any form or nature, provided they're legal and appropriate. So yeah. So yeah, the other thing is, well, as I said, you can have the smoko in the car. And then you can have the old cafe smoko where you usually have to take your boots off at the door or something like that. You go in and order, a fancy coffee or something like that. The old drink is, very important at smoko. So, my go-to one's definitely the cup of tea. But, I might go with a can of Coke. Some guys have a couple of energy drinks. Some guys have water, protein shakes, all sorts of things now, endless. But generally, cup of tea. You've got the old office smoko, as well. But, that's in usually, I call it the smoko shed, but probably better as the smoko room. So, just double happy. Very nice. So, You've got the types of food as well. So, being a lazy sort of late riser, I tend to buy a lot of my smoko food, but you know, there are guys that bring theirs along. So, you know, some guys might just cook an extra bit of each night in the evening and then bring along the leftovers for smoko. Always a good conversation starter. And some guys obviously have these sandwiches. They cut sandwiches, make themselves some sandwich every day. Some guys just have the same sandwich every day, you know, like different versions of it, but they might have cheese sandwiches, that might be it, you know. 6 slices of bread, 12 bits of cheese or something, bit of butter, that's it. Then there's some guys bring those little tins of tuna or sweet chili or something that they have and they put on crackers. Smell, you get the interesting smells in the old smoko room from time to time. Yeah. So, I'm also going to do a bit of a review of my week as well in this show. So we're about halfway through now, 17 minutes in, so just a little bit to go. I've got to have a timer here, otherwise I'll get things on. I hope I can get everything eaten in a half hour. Now, I'm into the custard square now. I'm going to do that. Now, these are always extremely difficult to eat, the old custard square. They reckon these are the most dangerous bloody thing in the bakery to eat, you know, in terms of food problems. They're a milk product, very exposed. The old custard square, or some might call it a vanilla slice. Some with a mathematical bent might point out that they're not a square, they're a rectangle thing. So, yeah, I have a bit of problem with my hands. I'm not as dexterous as I used to be, so getting the food into the mouth can be a bit of a problem from time to time. And these custard squares can present a bit of a challenge, I have to say, but I have various ways of dealing with the custard square, as you just witnessed. So, yeah, always something going on in the background of smoking and smoko. And now we finish off with the fresh cream donut. Oh, it's a beauty. Crikey. Now, I guess I must point out that for me, typically smoko's been, you know, usually you doing some hard physical yakka, or work, hard work, you know. So your smoko, you know, can be quite high calorie because you're working hard, you know. And you need energy to get through the day, so. Also, I will point out that I don't do this every day. Like my smoko might just be one donut. But because today's a bit of a special inaugural day and that sort of thing, and for these programs I'll probably, you know, go a little bit over the top just to keep it interesting, but whenever I do these videos, I always get comments about, you know, you'll kill yourself, or, you know, you're too fat, or something like that. But yeah, I have a great love for food, and I have to watch my weight, and certainly some of the things. But what I try to do is limit my intake. So this might be the only major meal I have all day, and so in terms of total calories, I try to keep it down. However, last weekend was I went off piste there, like, yeah, majorly, bigly, as the orange man says, bigly. I went off piste, and yeah, on the Friday night I went to the night market, and my good friend Ruby was there. She recognised me, and so I couldn't be rude not to get my usual order. But I'm very interested. I'm very interested in the Vietnamese pho, PHO, or bone broth. Beautiful. So I had a really top line experience at the Saigon Cafe in Dannyburg on my trip up through the thing there. Man, I was like, yeah, I was gonna to the point of asking for a straw so I could get the last few drips of it out of the bowl. So since then I've been sort of seeking perfection in that area, and trying out various noodle soups and things like that. So at the night market the other night they had a beef noodle soup there. So of course I had to try that on top of my usual order. So that was quite a challenge. But, you know, I got it done. No problem. But however, the next day, I had a wedding to go to, and you know, like the feast there, the wedding feast, the reception, or whatever they call it. Well, they had all these nibbles beforehand of all sorts of bits and bobs of, I think there was mussels and all sorts of sausage rolls and all sorts of stuff there, nuts, and so I filled up on that. And then of course they had the big spread. There's chicken, ham, pork, beef, everything, and then any number of salads and pasta and stuff like that. So needless to say, you know, I had to do that justice, you know, show my respect to the bride and groom by, you know, eating as much of their food as I possibly could. And yeah, well, I didn't pull up too good the next day. And it took me till about Wednesday, I think, to recover from that, to be fair. but I've quietened down a bit, and yeah, here we are, just with the last of a fresh cream donut for the first inaugural MAURIEO does SMOKO with MAURIEO, the smokoking. Yeah. So, we're going to do this on sort of a semi-regular basis, I hope. Depending how time, my body, the weather and things go with it. So, hopefully it's all good. And yeah, I'd love to have some guests along. So if you think you're up for joining me for a smoko somewhere. Now I'm based in Narawahia here, but I'm quite happy to travel, you know, a wee way, or perhaps meet up somewhere or something like that. Set up the cameras and things and have a bit of to and fro on the old smoko, you know. No, we'll just see how it goes, but if you've got an idea that you think would be good, well, let me know. You can email me at maurieos@maurieos.com. Perhaps well, pretty easy, just in the comments below the video or something like that. We can make contact from there. There's no problem. So, yeah, looking good. And 2 minutes to go. That's the last of the tea, and I'll have to say that was a bloody marvellous smoko. Today is actually a public holiday, so I'm filming this one, so I don't know whether there goes my running sheet and what have you. As far as this one goes, I don't know whether I'll be getting stuck into any work afterwards, but for sure, that was bloody marvellous. So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed SMOKO with MAURIEO. Perhaps, you know, next time you might sort of grab a cup of tea and a cheese sandwich, or maybe something, you know, some avocado on toast or something of that nature. Just grab that and sit down with me and you know, watch SMOKO with MAURIEO, reminisce of days of old and that type of thing, and well, see how it goes. So just want to thank everybody for joining me today for SMOKO, and yep, I pretty much certainly enjoyed that, and well, I'll be looking forward to next week and hearing your comments and seeing what you think, and you know, we might be able to do all sorts of things. There's no reason why people couldn't zoom in for a bit of SMOKO, a bit of good cheer and food and what have you. So yeah, it looks like the 30 minutes is up. I think we'll just have to see how it all goes, and yeah, bloody marvellous. Feel legit. So, I've been MAURIEO, the smokoking. So, it's goodbye from me, MAURIEO, the smokoking. Cheers, bloody marvellous.